In this video, I'm going to share how to turn £5,000 into £50,000 in 3 months. If you like this video or any of my videos, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more of these amazing tutorials. So I've been asked so many times, what is the best way to be able to invest £5,000 and get a massive return on investment? Before we get going, basically the strategy I'm going to be sharing with you today is a strategy I've used, I've implemented, and I'm still using it every single day, and it has helped me really well to be able to turn £5,000 investment into 50,000, not just 50,000, into 6-7 figure income for my business. So it's a very rewarding strategy, especially if you want to make your money work really hard. So if you've got £5,000 in today's environment, you've got few options to do. You could either probably buy stock and shares, and again, you may be able to make a bit of money there, but obviously it's not certain, because obviously stock prices can go up, can go down, and you could lose your money overnight. Especially £5,000 will not generate you any dividend, almost maybe 5 or 10 pence per dividend if you're lucky to be able to buy shares that would pay you dividend. Okay, or you could buy gold. Again, 5,000 gold really doesn't get you where you want to go, and obviously it doesn't bring you cash flow as well. Or maybe Bitcoin, and again, you can buy some part of Bitcoin, etc. But for me, doing all those investments is kind of a gambling sort of thing, because you don't really know what's going to happen. You're not 100% certain, or you're not even 50% certain that £5,000 will generate you the £50,000 that you're looking for. Obviously, if you're lucky, you bought a crypto and then it goes up, then you cash out. Obviously, you'll make that sort of money, but not as frequent or as authentic or as reliable as possible, because we all know how volatile these kind of investments are. And again, what chances do you have to be able to make £50,000? Maybe if you bought Bitcoin maybe 5-6 years ago, you may have made about that sort of money per Bitcoin, because now you will not touch a Bitcoin. I know the price has gone up significantly for less than £20,000. So if you want your £5,000 to work really hard to get you that £50,000 in 3 months, listen to this video, listen to the end, so you can learn all the hints and tips that would allow you to execute strategies like this. So £5,000, so some of us, lots of money, and we need to ensure that wherever we put that £5,000, it really generates us the money that would allow us to actually have passive income, or to use whatever strategy we are using full time to make us that sort of money. So what do you do instead of buying stock and shares, Bitcoin? You can look for a property that you could lease. Right? What do I mean look for a property that you could lease? You could look for 2 or 3 bedroom house that you could lease from a landlord who are really struggling, who don't have time to manage their properties. They just have so many stuff going. They don't have the time to look after that property. So what you could then do, basically, you can then take that property off the landlord, obviously with guaranteeing them the rent, right, and taking care of the maintenance and repairs work. You can tell that landlord, then I'll take on your property on a guaranteed rent basis, no voids, free repair and maintenance, and free management by the way. So you take that property, then you turn that property to a mini type boutique hotel. What does mini type boutique hotel mean? It's basically you renting a house out, you use that house as an Airbnb. So what you do, you acquire the property from the landlord. By the way, you're not even buying the property, right? You're renting it from the landlord. You're literally acquiring it that way. You're controlling maybe £200,000 or £150,000 asset without buying it. So what you then do, you then go and add value to that property. So what you do, basically, you get the property, do it up really nice, furnish it really nice, and what you do, you chuck that property in Airbnb. So you put that property in an Airbnb, so you rent it on a nightly basis to event goers, tourists, contractors, companies, doctors, whoever is going to that area. So basically find a way that you can target that sort of area. So what you then do, you chuck that one there, you chuck it on Airbnb, not just on Airbnb, you use booking.com, Expedia, Vab, or whatever platform that outside, actually Gumtree as well. So whatever platform, just chuck it out there. But the magic in this, basically, you're not renting it to a normal tenant. You're renting it to people that are staying short term. Some of them will be staying a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, sometimes a week, or sometimes a month, if you're lucky to have this sort of contractors acquiring your property. So again, in average, places like Birmingham, Cardiff, Bristol, a nightly rate is about maybe £150 to about £250 per night. So what you do then, in average, you'll be making about £4,000 gross rental income, right? £4,000 gross rental income. This is the money you would have collected from the people who are staying in your property on a nightly basis, right? These are the amount you would have collected roughly, right? I'm talking about bare minimum here, okay? You'll be making about more than that, but I'm going to go with the bare minimum here of £4,000. So obviously you've got your landlord to pay, you've got your electricity, you've got your gas, you have your fiber optic internet, you have your water rate, you have your council tax. Obviously you've got your transaction fees, cleaning fees, and all that sort of cost put together roughly would cost you about £1,900. Okay, so what you then do, you deduct the £1,900, right, from the £4,000 you would have acquired as a gross rental income. That would have leave you with £2,100 per calendar month. Okay, so that then becomes your net cash flow. That becomes your profit. That is the profit you make from acquiring the property from the landlord, by paying the landlords out, by taking out all the expenses, repair and maintenance, all the things. You're making £2,100 per calendar month. Like, again, this is very, very basic. It's not the actual amount you'll be making. You could be making more sometimes in this month. So what you then do basically, within 12 months, you would be generating that property, that same property that you may have acquired for about £800 or £900 per calendar month, would have generated you £25,000 a year. So what you do, you don't want to wait for the whole year to get that £25,000. Let's say you've got the property the first month, because you've just listed it, you haven't really made that much money. Let's just assume probably you made about £1,000, okay? Let's say you made about £1,000 net profit for the first month. And in the second month, you would have basically made 2,100. The third month, you would have made 2,500. So what you then do, you add the £1,000 you've already generated in your first month plus the £2,000 you've generated each month after the first month. That's £4,000 on top of the £1,000. That gives you £5,000 net profit. So guess what you do then? You go then and acquire similar property. So what I tend to do with my student or the people I work with, I tell them, listen, what you do, once you've acquired property from a landlord, you spoke to the landlord, you've served the landlord the best way you could possibly can, ask them if you serve them, if they will refer you or recommend you to someone else. Right, so guess what happened? You ask them to refer you to a minimum of 4 people. They might not have 4 people, but guess what? They might have 1 or 2 people. So what the landlord will do, they will refer you to these people, or they refer themselves to you, especially if you've served them really, really well. They've visited the property, they've seen the property, they see how amazing the property is. What you could say, okay, now fantastic, thanks very much for your referral. You acquire that property then in the 3rd month. So basically, you do exactly the same thing. You do the property up, do it really, really nice. If you happen to acquire it from a different landlord, again, you know the drill now. Do it really, really nice. Make it amazing. Invite the landlord to come and see the property. They love it. Ask them then to refer you to over 3 more landlords. So what that means, basically, you've got yourself 2 properties. So guess what? Then the figures becomes better now. So if you're earning £2,100 from one property as a net profit, you've got a second property, £2,100. If you times that by 12, you are at £50,000, right? £50,000 a year. And again, that is a very basic thing. And again, I've been doing it for so many times. This is how I've been able to actually start and scale my property investment journey to a multi-million pound property investment portfolio. So again, you could replicate the same thing. You could actually do the same thing. And again, I'm not going to sit here, talk to you and say to you, it is a very, very easy thing to do. Obviously, it's not an easy thing to do, but if you learn, implement and replicate, you rinse and repeat, it would happen. Get someone to guide you, mentor you, take you to the next level, someone who would expedite the process to allow you to do that. And I assure you that if you do exactly what I've just told you here, you got someone to guide you along the way, you can easily generate £50,000 within the 3 months of your investment. So imagine now, let's take it to another level. Imagine now you've got these 2 properties, each one generating you £2,100 a month. That is £4,200 a month. Now you don't have to wait for 3 months to go for the next property. In about a couple of months' time, you've got how much now? You've got about £8,000, right? Because it's £4,200 a month plus £4,200 in another month. That's about £8,400. So what you now do, you're going to acquire 2 properties instead of 1 property. Before you think about it, by the end of the year, you are on £100,000 a year in maybe 4 or 5 properties you would have acquired. Again, these are the things you could do to take yourself from where you are to where you want to go. This is how you can make your money work a lot harder. This is how you could literally take your life from the next level to the other level. And again, I really hope this video has been helpful. And again, if this video has been helpful, don't forget to hit the like button below. Subscribe to my channel for more of this amazing tutorial. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to sharing the next video.